Hello again, everybody. Welcome to week 10. This week we have in front of us pretty much everything that we haven't finished thus far. Okay, it's all grouped for me under the category refining, but this also includes feet and toes, right? Because we've kind of neglected those and left them till the very end, as often happens. But we do cover those this week, at least in the working example, so you can see how I've gone through and blocked in the toes and started to refine them as well. Okay, so this is where we're kind of trying to get to, and we really want to spend the next week and into overtime, right? You guys all have extended access to the course material, and I expect people will be using that to finish and refine these figures. Because there's a lot of work that goes into this stage, because you really are taking what you have already and putting on extra focus goggles, right? So really you're getting your reference, your images of our model, and we're really starting to look detail for detail against what's happening in the figure. And there's a lot of things that went into the refinement pass on this guy that you see up in front of you that just really started to tighten him up, right? He's been approximate for the first two passes, right? We talk about refinement passes, and I've mentioned these in the last few weeks as we've gone along. What goes into making it better, what goes into making it better, and eventually you get to a point where you really have to put the finishing touches on. And that's really looking closely at the shape, at the form, at the interlocking, the volumes. And these are the kind of things that you can't do until you get to a place near the end. And the reason for that is that you need kind of the outline. If you're talking about the body as a piece, as like a jigsaw puzzle, the first couple refinement passes are pretty much just blocking in the edge pieces and getting all this stuff, the framework in, and then the last kind of refinement is really looking at the subtle convexities and softening of forms, things that are less kind of pure musculoskeletal anatomy and more to do with flesh and skin and weight and compression, things like happen in here. So skin folding up on itself, muscles pulling underneath. We also have another big area for that down here in this particular pose. So these are the areas that is that kind of that last touch, the last accent. Even things like nipples, I've pretty much, my guy hasn't had nipples for 5 weeks, and it's because it's the last thing to go on. Once you start to get your surface smooth and know that you're fairly true with the modeling, then you can put these things that ride on top of the surface. The navel needs to be high enough resolution to support the kind of the impression that it's real. So this is going to take a lot of time for you guys, I think. Certainly you can spend as much time on it as you have, because it's almost an infinite process as you look closer and closer and closer at the figure and the details. So what I want you guys to do for the next while, for the next week certainly, but into extra time as well, is to do your best and make this look as good as you can. Okay, and for full enrollment students, you guys will have kind of your week 10 review, video review available to you at kind of any time in the next 8 weeks. If you don't want to try to cram all this refinement into this week, then you can kind of send it to me in about 3 or 4 weeks, whenever you think that you're in a good place, and I'll review it then. Just be sure to send me an email and let me know that you've uploaded your mesh, and then I'll check it and get back to you with some comments. Okay? So still, even though this is the last week of the course, there's still a lot of work in front of us. Okay, so I'll finish with a good luck and finish strong. I hope you guys make some beautiful pieces and I hope you've learned a ton of stuff on the course. And certainly there's a lot of stuff to work through this week as well. So check it out, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks.